Good morning, everybody. My name is Edupad Reddy, Department of Mathematics, TTWRTC, Men, Karimnagar. Today we will discuss about in algebra. Discuss about groups. Okay. First of all, what is the definition of the group? What is the definition of the group? Okay. First of all, we have to see G is any non-empty. G is any non-empty set, and star is a operation. Star is a operation, and the algebraic system G comma star is said to be a group. G satisfies the following properties. Four properties. And the first one is the property. First one is closure property. And second one is associative property. And the next one, third one is and identity property. And fourth one is inverse property. Okay. Then first one, what is the closure property? Here the closure property, suppose for all a comma b belongs to G, that implies a star b belongs to G. Suppose a comma b belongs to G, the a star b is also belongs to G, then G satisfies the closure property with respect to the operation star. Okay, right. Next one, associative property. What is the associative property? If suppose for all a comma c belongs to G, then a star b star c is equals to a star of b star c. Then we can say that G satisfies the associative property with respect to the operation star. Okay. Then next one, identity property. Okay. Then any element of A belongs to G. Then there exists an element E belongs to G, such that A star E equals to E star A equals to A. Here E is called the identity element in G. Okay, if A star E equals to E star A equals to A, then G satisfies the identity property with respect to the operation star. Okay, then the next one is here inverse property. Next one is inverse property. What is the inverse property? Here A is any element that belongs to G, then there exists an element A dash belongs to G, such that A dash equals to A dash star A equals to E. Here we can say that E is the identity element in G, and A dash is called the inverse of A. Okay, A dash is called the inverse of A. Now first of all, I am here some examples of the group. If suppose now I am taking the set of natural numbers with respect to the operation plus, that means here n comma plus, whether it is, now I want to check n comma plus is a group or not. Is n is the set of natural number, the set of natural number is equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 up to so on. Here, okay, if suppose n comma plus is said to be a group, if it satisfies these four properties with respect to the addition. Plus means addition. In this group, the additive identity is 0 and multiplicative identity is 1. Here, in this case, any starting from the elements of set of natural number starting from 1 to 1 comma 2 comma 3. That's why we can say that 0 does not belong to n. 0 0 does not belong to n. That's why the identity element is does not exist. That's why we can say that here the identity element is not exist means here n comma plus is not a group. Okay, here next example. Example 2 is here n suppose n comma dot is a group or not. I want to test here. If first of all if suppose n comma dot is a group, if it is satisfies the 4 properties. Satisfies the 4 properties. Here in this case n comma dot the inverse element is does not exist here. Here closure property and associative property and identity properties exist in this n comma dot, and inverse properties does not exist. The identity equals here 1. What is the inverse property here? A star of a dash equals to a dash of a star equals to the identity is 1. But here a dash of a star equals to 1. Here the inverse of a here by star operation is multiplication. That's why this can be written a into a dash equals to a dash into a equals to 1. Then here a dash equals to here a into a dash equals to 1. That equals here a dash can be written as 1 by a. This 1 by a does not belongs to here. That's why this element is does not exist means this property is not satisfied. This property is not satisfied. That's why we can say that n comma dot is not a group. Okay, we will see another example. The set of integers z equals to here where already more minus 3 comma 1 and 1 comma minus 1 comma 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 up to so on is a set of integers is a group with respect to addition here. Okay, here the algebraic system z comma whether it is z comma plus is a group or not. Now I want to test here. What is the first one is what is the closure property is here? The closure property any time we can take any element a comma b belongs to z, that implies here a plus b also belongs to z. Then we can say that z is closed under the addition. Okay, suppose for example now I am taking any element in this set. Any element in this set, then the set is here a. Suppose now I am taking a equals some 2 and b equals some 3. I am taking here. Then that implies here a plus b means 2 plus 3 is also belongs to z. 2 plus 3 can be written as 5 also belongs to z. For any element we can take in z that must satisfy the closure property. Must satisfy closure property. Next one associative property. What is here? What is associative property here? Associative properties here. What is here? Here a star b a here with respect to addition. According to the property, this can be written as a star b star c equals to a star of b star c. Okay, because the operation is addition. That's why this property can be written as here a plus b plus c equals to a plus r b plus c. Okay, we can take any element in z. This property is satisfied. Suppose for example I take 2 comma 3 comma some 5 belongs to some z. This put right here. Now I want to check. Here 2 plus 3 now I am taking LHS here 2 plus 3 plus 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. Total amount here 5 plus 5 equals to 10. 10 is also belongs to z. And similarly we can write here 2 comma 3 comma plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 is also equals to 2 plus 8 equals to 10. 10 is also belongs to z. Okay, right. 10 is also belongs to. That's why we can say that here. Therefore, we can say that 2 plus 3 plus 5 is equals to 2 plus 3 plus 5. For all any element we can take 2 comma 3 comma 5 belongs to z. That's why we can take any element in z. The associative property is satisfied. That's why we can say that z satisfies the associative property with respect to the operation plus. Okay, we can take a next third one. What is the third one property here? Identity property. What is identity here? Identity property here. Okay, the additive identity is here. Z 0. E equals to 0. E equals to 0. That's why now the according to the identity property we can write A plus here A plus B equals to B plus A equals to A around A belongs to Z. Okay. Now identity is 0. 0 means here A plus 0 equals to 0 plus A equals to here A. For all A belongs to Z. Okay. Here we can take any element in Z. We can take any element in Z that must be start square. Any element 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus 0 is example. I will take 2. 2 A equals to 2. A equals to 2. 2 belongs to Z. Then we can write 2 plus 0 equals to 0 plus 2 equals to also 2. That's why we can say that we can take any element in Z that the identity property must be satisfied. Okay. And next one here, inverse property. Now you see inverse property. Right. Here, what is inverse property here? Z comma plus. Here, inverse property. Here, Z equals to here. We can take minus 3, minus 2, 1, and 0, 1 comma 2 comma 2. Here, last property is here. Inverse property here. What is the inverse property here? The additive identity is 0. 0 over here. This can be recognized now for all A belongs to G. Okay, A belongs to G. That implies here I am writing A into plus A plus A dash equals to A dash plus A equals to A for A comma A dash belongs to Z. Okay. Now we can take any element. We can take any element in this. Here the additive A dash is E. Here E equals to here additive is 0. 0 now we will take here A plus A dash equals to A dash plus A equals to 0. Then now I am taking here A plus A dash equals to 0. Then A dash is the inverse of A dash equals to minus A. Minus A is also belongs to Z. Minus A is also belongs to Z. That's why we can say that in the set of integers we can say that the inverse of A is minus A. Therefore, the set of integers satisfies the closure and associative and identity properties. Therefore, we can say that Z comma plus is a group. Okay, right. Now we can take another example here. Now another example here. The set of Q of minus 1 comma star G is defined by the G equals to here G equals to set of Q minus 1 comma star and the operation star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus AB. Then show that the set G equals to Q comma minus 1 is a set. Here G equals to G comma star is a group here. G comma star is a group okay. Right. Here Q minus 1. If suppose now I am saying that G comma star is said to be a group and the binary operation star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus AB. To prove that G is a group, G must satisfy the 4 properties: closure and associative and identity properties. Okay, first one closure property. What is the closure property here? Here for all A comma B belongs to G, then that implies A star B also belongs to G. Okay, but in this case the operation star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus AB. Here, now I am taking here A star B equals to A star B equals to here A plus B plus AB is also belongs to G. Any element we can take is q of minus minus or rational number. The set of rational number excluding minus 1 is also satisfies the closure property. Any element we can take any element A star B equals to A plus B plus AB is also belongs to G. Okay, next one. Second property is closure property. Sorry, associative property. Associative property. Associative property. What is the associative property here? For all, then A star B star C is equals to A star of B star C. For all A comma B belongs to G. A comma B comma C, sorry, A comma B comma C belongs to G. Okay, and here the operation star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus AB. Okay, now I am taking here LHS here A star B star C equals to here the operation is defined by A star B equals to here A plus B plus AB. Here now I am writing A star B applying the operation A star B in this. Here this can be written as A plus B plus AB star C. A plus B plus AB star C. Okay, and again after this is A, this is B, and the operation star is defined by A plus B, A star B equals to A plus B and AB, A plus B plus AB. Then this is also can be written as here A plus B AB. This is A, this is B, and this can be written as here A plus B plus AB plus C plus AB means here A plus B plus AB into C. Okay, right. That implies this can be written as here. What is this here? A plus B plus AB plus C. Now I am doing operation. Here I am here that implies plus A into C, AC plus BC plus ABC. Okay, right. This total can be written as now writing here A plus B plus A plus B plus C plus AB plus AC plus BC. Then this is also belongs to G. And now I am taking the same RHS. Now I am taking RHS here. Now I am writing here as A star of right. Observe this here. Now I am taking here A star B star C equals to here. The operation here, the operation is defined by A star B is defined by A plus B plus AB. That's why now I am writing here A plus B plus here C. Wait. A plus B is here. A star of here I am applying this one. Here A plus B plus AB. And now here A B plus C plus PC. Okay, right. But again now I am using the operation A star B equals to here A plus B plus AB. Then now I am writing here this is A plus B is B plus C plus BC plus A into B plus C plus BC. Okay, right. This can be written as here. Total can be written as A plus B plus C plus BC. Now I am applying this here plus AB plus AC plus ABC. That equals to here A plus B plus C and here AB plus AC plus BC plus ABC. This is also belongs to G. From these two conditions we can say that therefore A star B star C is equals to A star of B star C. for all a comma b comma c belongs to G. Okay, right. Next one, next property is next identity property. Next one, third one here, identity property. Identity property here. Okay. Here, what is identity property here? Here the identity property is here. A star E equals to E star A equals to A. Therefore, A belongs to G. Then there exists E belongs to G such that E star A equals to A. And here the operation is defined by A star B equals to here A plus B plus AB. That's why I am writing here. Now I am taking A star E equals to A. Okay, the operation star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus AB. Then now I am writing here A plus B plus AC equals to A. Then A cancel, the remaining is E, taken as common E plus AC equals to 0. Then that implies E into 1 plus A equals to 0. Then here Q of in this case the set of rational number excluding minus 1. But here A here E equals to 0 and A not equals to minus 1. Because of Q of minus 1, that's why A not equals to minus 1 here. This must be E must be equals to 0. The E must belongs to G. That then there exists any element A belongs to G such that then there exists any element, identity element is exists in G. And I means here this can be realized here E equals to 0 belongs to G. Here therefore the inverse element exists in G. Therefore we can say that the identity property is satisfied in this case. Okay, right. Next inverse property here. Inverse property. Inverse property. Next one. What is here? What is this here? E equals to the identity element is next property is inverse property. Inverse property here. Okay. What is inverse property here? The operation star. Star is the operation here. Here A star of A dash equals to A dash of A star A equals to E. Okay. A is any element that belongs to G. Then there exists A dash belongs to G such that A star of A dash star A equals to E. Here why identity property here? What is identity element here? 0. 0 here. Identity element is 0. That's why now I am writing A star of A dash equals to A. Now I am taking A star of A dash equals to E. Here identity element is 0. That's why by operation star is defined by A plus B plus AB. That's why now I am writing here A plus B plus AB. Here E equals to 0. In this case the identity element is 0. That's why now I am writing here what is A plus, now I am A dash minus common, A dash into 1 plus A equals to 0. That implies here, now I am writing here A dash of 1 plus A equals to here minus A. Then that implies, now I am writing here A dash equals to minus A by 1 plus A. Here any element, this is belongs to G. Any element you can take A minus A by 1 plus A, that is also belongs to G. Here Q is set of rational numbers. G is the set of rational number excluding minus 1. Okay? Right. A dash, the inverse of in this case we can say that the inverse of A is A dash. A dash equals here minus A by 1 plus A. That must be belongs to G. Therefore we can say that the every element in Q minus or minus 1. Minus or minus 1 satisfies the inverse element is exists. Inverse element is exists. That's why we can say that the inverse of A dash equals to minus A by 1 plus A. Okay? Right. Therefore, the G satisfies the 4 properties. Therefore, by above 4 properties, we can say that G comma star is a group. Okay? Right. Now, we can take another example. Next example. Okay. the set of integers, the set of integers, the set of Z is the set of integers, and star is an operation, and star is an operation is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus 1. Then show that Z comma plus, then show that and Z comma plus is a group. Z comma plus is a group. Okay? First one, if suppose Z comma plus is said to be a group, first one Z satisfies the four properties. First one, closure and associative and identity and inverse properties. Okay? First one, I want to check. First one is closure property. Closure property. What is the closure property here? A comma B. A comma B. For all A comma B belongs to G, means A comma B belongs to Z. That implies A star B also belongs to Z. And operation star is defined by, remember here, A star B equals to A plus B plus 1 is also belongs to Z. Also belongs to Z. Therefore, we can say that Z satisfies the closure property with respect to operation star. Okay? Right. Next, second one. Associative property. Associative property. Okay? Associative property. What is associative property here? For all A comma B comma C belongs to Z, that implies A star B star C is equals to A star B star C. Okay, and star is defined by A star B equals to here A plus B plus 1. A plus B plus 2. Sorry. Here Z comma star, not plus. Okay, Z comma star is a group. Right. That equals here. What is here? I want to check the associative property. Here, what is this now taking? LHS here. A star B star C equals to. What is A star B? A star B star is operation star is defined by A plus B plus 1. Then we can write here A plus B. A star B can be written as A plus B plus 1. And this can be written as here star C. Okay, right. This can be written now again A, B. The operation star is defined by A star B equals here A plus B plus 1. Then now I am writing here A plus B plus 1 plus C plus 1. Okay, total can be written as here A plus B plus 1 plus 1. Okay, right. A plus B plus 1 and also plus 2. This is also belongs to Z. This is also belongs to Z. You can take any element in this. This also belongs to Z. Now I am taking the RHS. RHS here. A star of B star C equals to here. A star is operation defined by here. A star B can be defined by A plus B plus 1. Okay, right. This can be written as A star B equals to A plus B plus 1. Now I am writing here B star C can be written as A star of B plus C plus 1. Okay, again applying the star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus 1. Therefore, the star is defined by A plus B plus 1. That's why I am writing here A plus B plus C plus 1 again plus 1. Okay, that equals here A plus B plus C 1 plus 1 2. Okay, this is also belongs to Z. Therefore, we can say that A star B, from these two we can write A star B star C is equals to A star of B star C. Okay, for all A comma B comma C, A comma B comma C it belongs to Z. Therefore, we can say that Z satisfies the associative property with respect to the operation star. That means Z comma star satisfies the associative property. Okay, next one, identity property. Next one, third one is here, identity property. Identity property. What is identity property here? A star E. A star E. For A A is any element that belongs to Z, then there exists E belongs to Z, that is A star E equals to E star A equals to A. Okay, right. A star, now I am taking here A star E, let us suppose I am taking A star E equals to A. Then A star E equals to A, and star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus 1. That's why now I am writing here in place of A star E, A plus B means A plus B plus 1 equals to A. Okay, right. That implies here A get cancelled. The remaining is here E plus 1 equals to 0. That is E equals to minus 1. This is also belongs to Z. E equals to minus 1 is also belongs to Z. That's why we can say that the identity element is existed in Z. Therefore Z satisfies the identity property with respect to the operation star. Okay, right. Next one, fourth one. Next one is inverse property. What is the inverse property here? A is any element, the existence of inverse. There is inverse property here. Here, now I am writing A is any element. A is any element that belongs to Z. Then there exists A dash belongs to Z, such that A star of A dash equals to A dash of A star equals to E. Okay, right. Now I am taking here A star A dash equals to E. Let us suppose I am taking here A star of A dash equals to E. Here the identity element. What is the identity element here? The identity element is minus 1. Minus 1 is here E equals to now minus 1. Then this can be reminded A star of A dash equals to minus 1. Okay, and star is defined by the operation star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B plus 1. That's why now I write here A star B equals to A plus B plus 1. That's why A plus A dash plus 1 equals to minus 1. Okay, right. This can be written as A plus A dash minus 1 minus 1 can be written as minus 2. Okay, right. This can be written as here. Now A plus A dash equals to A dash is the inverse of A. That's why A dash equals to minus 2 minus A. Minus 2 minus A is also belongs to Z. Now we can take any element. Suppose A equals to what like this one 1. Minus 2 minus 1 minus 3 also belongs to Z. Therefore, we can say that the inverse of A dash equals to minus 2 comma minus A. Therefore, the inverse element is exist in Z. That's why we can say that the Z satisfies the inverse property with respect to the operation star. Okay, therefore, by above four properties, we can say that the Z is defined by Z is set of integers, and operation star is defined by A star B equals to A plus B minus A plus B plus 1, and then defined by Z comma star is a group because of Z satisfies the all four properties. Okay, right. Then next. Next, elementary properties of elementary properties of elementary properties of groups. Elementary properties of groups. Okay. First one, look here. First. First one here. Here go. In a group G. In a group G, the cancellation loss hold. The cancellation loss. The cancellation loss holds. Okay. First one. Okay. First one. AB equals to AC. That implies B equals to C for all A comma B comma C belongs to G. In a left, this is also known as the left cancellation law. Okay, left cancellation law. You can see here. Okay, right. Second one here. BA equals to CA. That implies B equals to C for A, comma B, comma C belongs to G, which is also known as the right cancellation law. Okay, improve the word. Okay, but actually here let us suppose G be a group. G be a group. Okay, now I want to prove that the cancellation laws hold in G. Okay, right. What is the cancellation law? First one, left cancellation law. Okay, A now I want to prove that AB equals to AC. That implies B equals to C for all A comma B comma C belongs to G. Okay, right here let us G is a group means according to the definition of the group we can say that G satisfies the four properties: closure property, associative property, identity property, and inverse property. Let us suppose now I am taking A is any element that belongs to G. A is the any element that belongs to G. According to the inverse property, we can say that implies A inverse is also belongs to G. Okay, now I want to prove that first one is the left cancellation law. Now I want to prove that here. Let us suppose now I am taking here A equals to AC. Then now I want to prove that B equals to C. Okay, A B equals to here. Now I am operating on both sides A inverse. Then that implies A inverse of AB equals to A inverse of A into C. Okay, G is a group. G satisfies the associative property. That's why by using the associative property, we can write A inverse into A into B equals to A inverse into A into C. Okay, in a group G, A into A inverse equals to E. But according to G is the group, then according to the property, we can write the inverse property. We can write A into A inverse equals to E. Then that implies here that this can be recognized here. E into B equals to E into C. Since by inverse property, A into A inverse equals to A inverse into A equals to here E. Okay, right. E that implies E into B can be replaced B and E into C can be replaced C. Therefore, we can say that AB equals to AC. AB equals to AC. That implies B equals to C. For all A comma B comma C belongs to G. Therefore, we can say that the left cancellation law hold in G. The next one, right cancellation law. Here. Let us suppose B equals. Let us suppose now I am taking here BA equals to CA. Let us suppose BA equals to CA. Now operating A inverse on both sides. Okay, that implies that BA into A inverse equals to CA into A inverse. Okay, that this can by G is a group. G satisfies the associative property. That's why by according to the associative property, this can be replaced here. B into A inverse equals to C into A into A inverse. By using the associative property, we can write. Okay, right. A by inverse by using the inverse property, we can write B into E equals to C into E. Then here A into A inverse equals to A inverse into A equals to E. Okay, then according to the identity property, we write B into E equals to B and C into E equals to C. That implies this can be written as B equals to C. Therefore, BA equals to CA. That implies B equals to C for all A comma B comma C belongs to B. Therefore, we can say that the right cancellation law hold in G. Therefore, now we can say that from these two cases, we can say that the cancellation laws hold in G. If suppose AB equals to AC, that implies B equals to C. For all A comma B comma C belongs to G, this is also known as the left cancellation law. And BA equals to CA, that implies B equals to C. For all A comma B comma C belongs to G, this is also known as the right cancellation law. Okay, from these two. Then the next figure. in a group G, in a group G, in a group G, the identity element exists. Identity element. Then there are, sorry, in a group G, there is a exactly the identity element is unique. The group G, the identity element is unique. Okay, near group G, the identity element is unique. Okay, right. Okay, let us suppose G is a group. Let us suppose G be a group. Now I want to know that here the in a group G, the identity element is unique. I want to know. Okay, let us suppose by according to the identity property with respect to multiplication, we can write here A into E equals to BA equals to A for all A belongs to G. Okay, right. Let us suppose the identity element is unique means, so let us suppose that G has two identity elements. G has two identity elements, that is E and E dash. G has, let us suppose G has two identity elements, that is E comma E dash. Okay, suppose E is the identity element in Z. E is the identity element in Z. Therefore, we can say that now I am writing here A equals to EA equals to some. Okay, right. Suppose E dash is identity. E dash is identity in G. Then by using the identity property, we can write here A into E dash equals to E dash into A equals to here A. Okay, from these two conditions, after these two conditions here, right side element is same. That's why by according to this one, we can write here A equals to AB dash. From these two conditions. Okay, by cancellation law, by cancellation law, we can say that cancellation law A equals to A dash, that equals to E equals to E dash. And then let us suppose now I am taking the G has two identity elements, then that is equal. The two are equal. Therefore, we can say that the identity in a group G, the identity element is unique. Okay, right. Next one, next theorem. Same in a group G, the identity element, the inverse element is unique. Next one, in a group G, the inverse element is unique. Next one. Okay, in a group G, the inverse element is unique. Okay, right. Let us suppose let G be a group. Okay. Then by according to this, let us suppose the G has two identity elements. Let us suppose G has two identity elements, that is B comma C. G has two inverse elements, that is B comma C. Okay, right. According to the identity property, we can say that. According to the inverse property, what is the inverse property here in group G? Suppose B comma C are two inverse elements in G. Like here, according to the inverse property here, what I am writing here? Suppose A into A inverse equals here. What is the property? A into A dash equals to A dash into A equals to some E and S. According to identity property. But here inverse of A dash is called the inverse of A. A dash is called the inverse of A. That's why I am writing here. Suppose B comma C are two inverse elements in G. By according to this property, we can write here AB equals to BA equals to E. This is known as equation. Let us suppose C is an identity element in G. C is an identity element in G. Okay? Then C is the identity element in G. Then this can be recognized here. What is this here? AC equals to Ca equals to E. Okay, right? AC equals to Ca equals to E. Then we can write here which is given by equation 2. Okay. Then according to this one, we can write AB equals to E and also AC equals to also E. Then these are equal. That's right. Therefore, we can say that AB equals to AC. Then we can write AB equals to AC. Therefore, we can write B equals to translation now. We can say that B equals to C. Therefore, let us suppose that in a group G has two inverse elements. There existed two inverse elements. Then that are equal. Therefore, we can say that in a group G, the inverse element is unique. Okay.